Scrolling through my Instagram feed one evening, I stumbled upon a photo of a friend sailing in vibrant blue waters, grinning ear to ear. In that moment, I felt a familiar pang of envy creeping in. Why wasn't I living that life? It hit me then how exhausting this constant chase for happiness can be. In today's world, happiness seems to be the ultimate prize. We're inundated with messages that tell us to chase it relentlessly. Motivational quotes, viral videos of perfect moments, all of it pushing the idea that happiness is the end goal. Yet, in this quest, we often find ourselves feeling more disconnected and dissatisfied. The irony is stark. As we pursue happiness, we may actually be setting ourselves up for disappointment. This exploration of the pursuit reveals how it can lead us into a trap, leaving us feeling inadequate and stressed rather than fulfilled and joyful. Take the cycle of comparison we often fall into. A friend of mine was the king of curated content on Instagram, showcasing the perfect brunch or the ideal vacation. I started feeling like I was failing in comparison, but we forget that these posts don't show the full story. Social media can warp our perception, leading us to believe happiness comes from highlight reels rather than the real experiences of life. But here's a thought. What if the chase for happiness we idolize is actually causing our unhappiness? Let's uncover the unexpected truths behind this mindset. In my early 20s, I made what I thought was a smart move. I booked a trip to a prestigious film festival, convinced it would fuel my creativity. But amidst the seasoned filmmakers, I felt more anxious than inspired, comparing my work to theirs and coming home feeling frustrated instead of fulfilled. Many of us operate under the belief that happiness stems from achieving certain milestones, from graduating to landing a dream job or finding love. These benchmarks can be misleading, trapping us into thinking happiness is a destination to be reached rather than a journey to be experienced. This misalignment can lead to a damaging cycle of tying our self-worth to achievements. When we fall short or reach those goals, yet feel unfulfilled, disappointment often ensues. Consider a study of college students that revealed those focused solely on grades faced more stress and dissatisfaction compared to their peers who valued learning itself. The pressure to achieve grades can overshadow the joy of learning, whereas those engaged in the process found fulfillment and often excelled. This illustrates the danger of making our happiness contingent on specific outcomes, setting us up for a turbulent emotional ride. So, if chasing milestones for happiness doesn't work, what's the alternative? Let's explore an approach that emphasizes fulfillment over fleeting moments of joy. After years of feeling like I was chasing an elusive prize, I came across a book by a renowned author that shifted my perspective. One sentence struck me deeply. Happiness is a byproduct of living a meaningful life. It made me realize just how much I had focused on the pursuit instead of on creating meaning. The key realization here is that happiness isn't something to chase. It emerges when we engage in activities that align with our values. When I redirected my focus towards what truly matters to me, spending time with family, pursuing passions, and helping others, I experienced a notable increase in happiness. This isn't mere anecdote. Studies show that individuals engaging in meaningful activities report higher levels of happiness. It's not about chasing thrills. It's about finding satisfaction in what resonates with us. For instance, volunteering often gives individuals a sense of fulfillment that eclipses the temporary highs of personal achievements. I remember my time volunteering at a local food bank. The joy I felt from connecting with others and contributing to a greater cause was transformative, far surpassing any moment I spent seeking validation online. This realization marks a pivotal shift, but how can we actualize this change in our lives? Let's discuss practical steps to cultivate fulfillment and, in turn, happiness. I decided to take a different path. Each week, I carved out time to reflect on what truly brought me joy. I created a list of activities, cooking with friends, hiking, and even enjoying a good book outdoors. There was no pressure to chase anything. It was simply about savoring those moments. To reconnect with fulfillment, One of the first steps is assessing how you spend your time. Are you engaging in activities that resonate with your true self? I realized I had been filling my schedule with obligations rather than joy, so I began to prioritize my time, cutting back on draining social commitments in favor of more enriching experiences. Consider creating a joy list of activities that spark genuine happiness. It's about identifying what makes you feel alive and intentionally making time for those pursuits. As I practiced this, I noticed an uptick in my overall happiness. Rather than chasing after happiness, I was cultivating it through genuine experiences. Over time, my understanding of happiness transformed. It became less about an elusive goal and more about an internal sense of being. Yet, even with these shifts, the topic of happiness is complex. How do we navigate that complexity? During a coffee chat with a friend, we reflected on the societal pressure to appear happy all the time. She spoke of feeling guilty during moments of sadness, as if she was failing in the happiness race. I realized I too had internalized this belief. We are conditioned to think happiness is our default state. Recognizing that feeling sad or dissatisfied doesn't equate to failure is essential. Emotions are multifaceted, part of the rich tapestry of human experience. Embracing this reality can lead to deeper fulfillment. When I allowed myself to experience sadness, I opened up space for growth. I recall a week filled with professional rejections that felt overwhelming. Instead of suppressing those feelings, I confronted them by journaling and confiding in friends. This acceptance allowed me to appreciate the joy that followed. It's a cycle. The lows often make the highs feel even more profound. This doesn't mean we should dwell in negativity, but rather embrace the full spectrum of emotions as part of a meaningful life. When we shift our focus from chasing happiness as a singular goal, we start to appreciate the beauty in every experience, whether joyful or sorrowful. As we wrap up, consider this. How might this new perspective influence your daily life and relationships? One evening, while preparing dinner, I reflected on my day and noticed my interactions felt more genuine. I was no longer on autopilot. I was present. It dawned on me. Happiness comes from being engaged in the moment, not from pursuing it as a distant goal. To nurture this engagement, I introduced small mindfulness practices into my routine. For example, during my morning coffee, I focused on the warmth of the mug and the rich aroma, intentionally avoiding distractions like emails or social media. This shift helped me appreciate the simple joys that I often overlooked. Being present in every task, whether working, relaxing, or conversing, became my goal. Gratitude journaling also played a significant role. Each evening, I noted 3 things I was grateful for that day. This practice reshaped my perspective, helping me recognize the abundance in my life rather than focusing on what I lacked. Writing these down became a reflective moment, allowing me to celebrate the little victories and connections that brought me joy. Over time, my mood shifted. Life wasn't perfect, but I felt more connected to my experiences. As you absorb these ideas, think about this. What small adjustments can you make to shift your focus from the endless pursuit of happiness to nurturing genuine fulfillment? Reflecting on our conversation, I want to leave you with this thought. Happiness is not a destination. It's not about ticking boxes or chasing fleeting moments. It's about embracing the authentic journey of living meaningfully. We've journeyed through the complexities of happiness, from the traps of relentless pursuit to the enlightening truth that fulfillment arises from being present. Next time you feel caught in the comparison game or feel like you're failing at happiness, remember, it's okay. Rather than chasing, focus on moments that resonate and activities that align with your core values. By reframing the narrative from pursuing happiness to cultivating fulfillment, you can create a tapestry of enriching experiences. It's not about perfection, it's about authenticity. Embracing this perspective may lead to a deeper, more lasting happiness that isn't tied to external validation. So, what will you prioritize today? What small step can you take towards a more fulfilled life?